Good morning, Bu Vera. Are you there? Okay, thank you. All right, Vera is already attended here, and I'd like to deliver the time for Bu Vera. Still muted, Bu Vera?
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bu Vera.
Good morning, Bu Yusa.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you. I hope you have a great day, Dr. Wan, with our class on the Saturday.
Yes, I'm very happy.
Yeah, okay, we can. We are waiting, looking forward to your class. Yeah, your materials. I'm still waiting for the others, but I think we can start now. Yeah, Sam. Yeah. Okay. Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Wan. Good morning, Ibu Yusa. And also the all students, yeah, for the ESP class. So today we have a special moment in our class for ESP because there is the expert of the English of specific purposes field. There is a Dr. Wan Irham. He is from the UITM, University Technology Mara Kedah branch, and he is also the expert of the English or specific purpose. And today we are going to have the general lecture from him. He will share to all of us about how that we can prepare ourselves to be a future practitioners through the English for specific purposes field. There are a lot of experience that Dr. Wan have, and then now he is going to share with us. Yeah, I love you for our students. So you have a time and then you have the opportunity to get the knowledge from him. And please don't hesitate to ask any questions during his presentation. You may text to the box, yeah, you may chat to the box, and then we will discuss after his session. So any questions, yeah, because you know that during our class we have the agreement that your participation we really appreciate it, yeah, for us. So let's we give a thanks to Dr. Wand to share these presentations. So please welcome Dr. Wand.
Thank you very much, Ibu Fera. Assalamualaikum and good morning to Ibu Yusa, Mr. Samsul, and just now Mr. Haris, the moderator. First of all, I would like to thank Ibu Fera for the opportunity to be with all of you in this ESP class. This is an honor for me to be able to share my knowledge in the area of English for specific purposes with our partner university from Indonesia. And I would like to say that please stop me if you have any questions while I am still also lecturing, so that maybe you don't forget whatever I am saying. Yeah. Okay. So okay, I will share the slide. So I can start, Bu Fera. Ladies and gentlemen, if we look at the slide, straight away I go to these pictures. What are they doing, ladies and gentlemen? We have the first picture, a lady on the pier, and she is sitting there with her laptop. What is she doing? And the second picture below there, if you look closely, what are they doing actually? And the third picture, the biggest picture, what are they two doing? Yeah. Anyone would like to answer? Ladies and gentlemen?
They work.
Okay, good. Ernie, what about the first one? If you can share with me and with the class, what is she doing? What kind of job? Or what?
Maybe.
Sorry?
Blogger, maybe.
Blogger. Yes, you belong to this generation. Your answer is correct.
Thank you.
All right. She is a digital nomad, a digital nomad, a blogger, a vlogger, and so on. I'm very happy. That's the correct answer. What about the second picture? We have computers, we have sofa, and I believe they are wearing uniforms. And this picture is actually from Indonesia. We have ladies there.
Customer service.
Sorry? Customer service?
Yes.
Customer service, not the answer that I want, but yes, from the computer and so on, it can be customer service. If you look at the picture again, you look at the window outside, are they...
BMKG.
Sorry?
BMKG employer.
They are actually air traffic controllers. They are the one giving direction to the pilots to take off the plane or to land the plane at the airport. All right. Very important job. It involves saving many people's lives and also millions of equipment. And what about the third picture? What about the third picture? And this one is quite easy.
Pharmacy.
Okay, she is a pharmacist. Okay, she is a pharmacist, and the situation here is at the pharmacy. Yes, correct. All right. So it's just the first part. That is the job. Yeah, that is the job. And we are going to look at what are the relationships these pictures have with the ESP that we are going to look at later. Okay? Before that, let us watch these two videos first. Do you speak English? Right. Hold on, eh? Hmm? What was it? Let's play. Hold on. It's okay. Slideshow. New share. Can you see? Okay. Nampak tak? Can you see now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Hmm? Dengar tak?
No.
No
It's not
sound? Is it
clear.
no sound?
No sound.
No, sir.
Yes, excuse me, Dr. Wan.
Yeah.
I cannot listen to the sounds of this film.
Okay. How do I do this? Yeah.
Please tick the box which is mentioned share with the sound set while you share the screen.
So how can you help me? Which one? Sharing.
First of all,
Stop sharing.
please close again this
Okay.
sharing. Stop sharing
Share
and then you
screen.
click share screen. And then there are two boxes under the score.
Share sound.
Yeah, share
Optimize
sound.
video clip. All right. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's play here. Better.
Yes, can hear you.
Yes, that's better, Dr. Wan. I can listen to the sound.
All right. I'm happy.
谢谢，谢谢。
Please tell me you speak English. I'm Detective Carter. Do you speak any English? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I cannot believe this shit.
谢谢。
First I get a bullshit assignment, now Mr. Rice-A-Roni don't even speak American. Come on, man, my ride over here. Put your bag in the back. Put your bag in the back. No. You put your own shit in the back. I'm not a sky cap. I'm FBI, you understand? What the hell you think this is? Captain, I don't think this is funny. No, I'm serious, Captain. Now, I ain't playing, and you need to call the FBI and tell them you made a mistake.
I can't do that, Carter. I'm sure that you and Mr. Lee will have a nice time together.
I'm warning you, man. You better call the FBI. I'm gonna drop his ass off at Panda Express.
You drop this case, Carter, you're suspended for 2 months without pay.
All right, well, you can forget about being mayor then.
Congratulations, Carter. Looks like you finally got yourself a partner.
One little pinky get blowed off, man. Everybody tripping. Chinese consul. That's one place you can't go. I ain't getting fired for nobody. You gonna pay my bills?
Su Young.
That's the little girl? Huh? Huh? Say something. Y'all think this real funny. Get Carter the big G14 classified case. I'm gonna show the FBI. They don't know who they playing with. I'm gonna solve this case myself. That's right.
I have a question to ask you.
All right, there's another video, yeah? And this is also important.
What can I do you for, sir?
I want mouse.
Mouse? Mouse? What do you think this is, a pet shop?
Chocolatey mouse.
Chocolatey mouse? Chocolatey mouse. Oh, chocolate mouse. You want a chocolate mouse?
No, chocolate mouse.
Yes,
chocolatey mouse.
No, we say chocolate mouse. No, we haven't got chocolate mice here. You have to go sweet shop for them.
No, not mice, mouse.
Mice, my friend, is the plural of mouse, you see.
Chocolatey mouse. Chocolatey mouse, that.
Oh, that is chocolate mousse. Chocolate mousse, you mean, is it? Chocolate mousse?
Chocolatey mouse.
No, that's called chocolate mousse.
Chocolatey mouse.
Yeah, yes, well, you could call it that. Well, I mean, you can call it what you like, can't you, really? Yes, one chocolatey mouse. You say that very good, sir. I'll wrap it up. What next?
Curry.
Curry?
Curry.
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 Curry?
Curry. Curry.
Yeah.
Tomato curry.
Tomato curry. Tomato curry. Tomato curry. Oh, tomato puree. That's what you mean, tomato puree.
No, tomato curry.
Tomato. No, I must correct you on this way. The pronunciation, the correct pronunciation is tomato curry. Tomato curry. Now, where's Molly? Are we out of tomato curry, love? Tomato curry.
Are we out of what?
Tomato curry. Oh, it's all right. It's right here. It's right here under my nose. There we are. So one jar of very nice tomato curry. There we are.
Are you too drunk?
Shut up, Beryl. Apologies on behalf of the wife, sir.
Sodder?
Yeah, that's what I say, yeah.
Sodder.
Yeah.
Sodder.
Oh, yes.
Sodder. Bicarbonate of soda.
Oh, bicarbonate of... Oh, we're back on the list, are we? The bicarbonate of soda. Very good. Bicarbonate of soda.
Bicarbonate of soda.
Bicarbonate of soda. Very... They have their uses, don't they, sir? Yes, sir. There we are. Bicarbonate of soda. So, yes, anything else?
Bicarbonate, yes. Jewish?
No, she looks a bit Jewish, but she's not.
No, Chinaman.
We're not Chinaman. We're both C of E. C of E.
Oh, C of E.
You're not C of E. She's not C of E, are you? You're Muslim, ain't you?
No, C of E. C of E.
C of E.
C of E.
Coffee. I mean C of E.
Oh, C of E,
Where
yes.
is it, dear?
Well, it's over where it always is, by the juice, like.
Jewish.
Oh, that's the Jewish, is it? Oh, that's the Jewish. Now, what flavour Jewish would you like, sir?
Apricot.
Apricot. Oh, yes. Got your apricot Jewish. What?
Cinnamon.
Oh, cinnamon, Chinaman. Oh, she's found a Chinaman for you.
Yes, I get Jewish.
What else would you like?
Tongue.
Not at all, sir, my pleasure.
No. Not the pleasure. Tongue. Tin of tongue.
Oh, a tin of tongue. Oh, there we are. Look, there we are. The Bronx tongue. Is that the one? Yes, there we are. Bronx tongue. What else then?
A pea.
Pea. Tinned or frozen?
Pea. I'm not talking pea.
Pea. Oh, I know. Oh,
P.
yes,
I want P.
Yes, of course. Yes.
I want-
Well, look, you go out here.
No, please, not that.
No.
P. Willendam P. Willendam P.
Willendam. Oh, Veelandam Park. Veelandam P, yes. A nice slicky of that. So there we are. Veelandam P. Now, come on, give me a really hard one. Come on, so now. Give me a hard one.
I want soup.
Soup. Ah, now I'm catching on to this. You want soup to wash your hands with, don't you? Yeah. Right. Well, we don't sell that, so you have to go down to the chemist. He's a very nice bloke. He'll cure anything.
My malady?
Yes, he'll cure your malady for you, yes.
My malady.
My malady.
My malady.
My malady.
My malady for the two hours.
For the 2 hours?
For the 2 hours. The 2 hours at the breakfast with the COV on the 2 hours.
Oh, I've
My
got
malady.
you. Oh, I've got you. A nice cup of C of E, couple of slices of 2 hours with the malady on the top spread on. There we are. The malady. That's the stuff. There we are. Anything else, son?
Cack.
Bum. Cack. Right. Oh, yes, cack. Very good. There we are. One Sierra Lee's, a very own chocolate cack. That's the one, isn't it? Is that the latte?
Chocolate cack.
Yes.
Chocolate cack. Chocolate mousse.
Yep.
Tomato puree. Bicarbonate of soda. Jewish Chinaman. COV. Apricot juice. Tongue pea. Soup. My malady. And the cack.
Ah, wonderful.
Can you see this now? Are we back on screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Yes, sir.
ladies and gentlemen. What about the two video clips? All right, the first one, Jackie Chan. I think all of us know who Jackie Chan is. And the second one, of course, we do not know the names of the actors and actress, but their pronunciation was interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go on to look at this table of content. This is what we are going to look at today. Yeah, definition of ESP, and then why ESP, English for specific purposes, and what's the difference between ESP and English language teaching. And next, we are going to look at the role of ESP practitioners. And then we have ESP material development, needs analysis, yeah. We have target situation analysis, present situation analysis, survey, data collection, to the finished ESP module until the end, yeah. And then opportunities for SP practitioners in the world of training and consultancy in Malaysia. And last one, ESP past studies and their relevance to workplace in Malaysia. Okay, next, we are going to look at the video just now and discuss this in terms of Kachru's 3 circles of English. Are you aware of these 3 circles of English, ladies and gentlemen? Have you been exposed to these 3 circles of English? Anyone? Have you seen this before?
No, sir. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Not, sir.
All right. So we have these 3 circles. Yeah. The first one, the inner circle, yellow color, outer circle, light green color, and expanding circle is green color. So what is this all about? According to Kachru, English language, the speakers of English language are divided into 3 categories. Yeah, 3 categories. And the first one is the inner circle. And who are the speakers of English here? The inner circle speakers of English are the native speakers of English. For example, speakers from the United States of America, the United Kingdom, and then we have also very near to Indonesia, inner circle. Can you guess the country?
Australia.
Very good. One more. Neighbor to Australia.
New Zealand.
Very good. All right. There's another one. north of the USA. Inner circle.
Canada.
Canada. All right. So these countries supposedly, the speakers, majority of the speakers, speak English as the native language. The outer circle, on the other hand, is where English language is spoken as second language. All right. So who are the speakers here? According to Kachru, these are the people whose countries were colonized by the English-speaking countries. For example, Malaysia, yeah, Singapore, India, Nigeria, where the British were once our colonial master. So we were exposed to English language in the system of education, and English language was used in the administration, in schools, and also in majority of the activities, according, for example, judiciary, business, and so on. So these are the countries belonging to the outer circle, and the speakers are also here. And the expanding circle, the countries which are not colonized by the, for example, by the British and the US. For example, China, Russia, Thailand, Indonesia, yeah, and the expanding circle. What we are talking about here, the three circles of English, there are more and more speakers of English language now in the outer circle and also in the expanding circle rather than the inner circle. First and foremost, because the birth rate in these countries is low, while the birth rate in the countries in outer circle and expanding circle, there are more birth rates. And next, English language is used more and more in these countries. Like the first video, Jackie Chan belongs to which circle of this Kachru's circle of English? Can anyone answer?
The expanding circle.
Very good. That's the correct answer. And then, most importantly also, this is what is happening. This is what is happening. Actually, more and more people are able to speak English. Yeah, and only those in the inner circle, they believe that all of us do not know how to speak English. And the second video is showing us the social situation in the United Kingdom. Even though the video is quite old, but the situation is giving us an example of where English language is spoken in many ways, in many ways. And to a certain extent, we are tolerated as well. And the English people, they try to understand us as much as we try to understand them. All right, let's move on. Well, we have to go on to read a little bit what the definition of ESP is all about. And we have to know the names of the proponents or those who promote ESP. Okay, Pauline Robinson. I remember when I was doing my master's degree, Robinson, Hutchinson and Waters, Dudley Evans, they are what we have to memorize and remember. Yeah? Robinson's 1991 definition of ESP is based on two criteria. The first one, ESP is normally goal-oriented. So what is goal-oriented? I will explain more later. And secondly, ESP courses developed from a needs analysis which aim to specify what exactly it is that students have to go through the medium of English. and a number of characteristics which explain that ESP courses are generally constrained by a limited time period. Okay, ESP is not going to be 2 years. That's very sure. Second, ESP, okay, in which their objectives have to be achieved and are taught to adults. We are not talking about school children. In similar classes, in terms of the work or specialist studies that the students are involved in. Very specific, yeah, very specific needs. Okay, let's go on to look at Hutchison and Waters. Define ESP as an approach to language teaching in which all decisions as to content and method are based on the learner's reason in learning. The same, yeah. If we look at Robinson, similar in terms of the work or specialist studies. And this one here, based on learner's reason in learning. And Dudley Evans, we have 1997, absolute characteristic, mesti ada, and also variable characteristics that we can rely on, but the absolute characteristics we must have. The first one, ESP is defined to meet specific needs of the learners. Specific needs of the learners. ESP makes use of underlying methodology and activities of the discipline it serves. For example, if we are talking about English for specific purposes for tourist guide, so the methodology and activities according to tourist guide, what do they have to do? And ESP is centered on the language appropriate to these activities in terms of grammar, lexis, register, study skills, discourse, and genre. And of course, tourist guides will learn the specific words, specific jargon of its industry, while of course, if we are teaching ESP to a group of nurses, a group of doctors, then definitely the grammar, lexis, register, study skills, and discourse and genre will be different. And then we move on to look at variable characteristics. ESP may be related to or designed for specific disciplines. Yeah, ESP may use in specific teaching situations a different methodology from that of general English. ESP is likely to be designed for adult learners, either at tertiary level or in a professional work situation. It could, however, be for learners at secondary school. Yeah, it depends. ESP is generally designed for intermediate or advanced students, not for beginners. And most ESP courses assume some basic knowledge of the language systems. So we are not going to teach them basic anymore. Yeah? And why do we teach ESP? Like what have been mentioned just now, ESP is for adult learners, working adult learners who already have some knowledge of English and are learning English in order to communicate in a set of professional skills and to perform particular job-related function. For example, taking orders at restaurants. For example, listening to complaints, listening to questions, inquiry at the hotels. Yeah. So it is for a specific situation. Okay. And just we go on to a little bit about the differences between English for specific purposes and English language teaching. ESP concentrates more on language in context, while ELT teaches grammar and language structures. ESP integrates the students' real world or what they wish to do into its teaching, while in ELT, English is taught as a subject, and ESP, a needs analysis study, determines which skills are needed by the learners while ELT focus on 4 skills, namely listening, speaking, reading, and writing. There are more differences actually between ESP and ELT. Ladies and gentlemen, students, you are doing your bachelor degree in English language teaching. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the degree is English language teaching, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We are similar. My bachelor degree was in teaching English as a second language. I have my bachelor degree, bachelor honors in TESOL, teaching English as a second language. So where did I start? Where did I start? And of course, I started with ELT. And for me, I benefited from learning TESOL a lot. Yeah. Why? Because we have to start somewhere. And if we start, for example, in Malaysia, we have the program that we have English as a second language. That's a good start, because to me, TESOL program introduced me in terms of grammar and language structures. I did 2 years matriculation. Yeah, I did 2 years of matriculation where I was given, not given, I was scared actually at that time. I was scared. You know why? Because our passing mark means we get C. Below C, C minus means we have to repeat our semester, we fail. 65 was our passing mark. For 2 years, we learn grammar, we learn reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Yeah, grammar. First of all, we ourselves were given the foundation of grammar. We ourselves must be strong in our foundation, which means that our own sentences, when spoken, it must be grammatically correct before we can learn how to teach students to learn English. Yeah, and English in ELT, when we were exposed to TESOL, of course, English is taught as a subject. Actually, I was trained to become a school teacher, but my only experience in school was 2 months when I did my teaching practicum in a school in Kajang, Selangor, Malaysia. And then it focused on 4 skills. And of course, when we were taught about all these 4 skills, all these activities, and what activity should we use for listening, and of course, communicative language teaching, and grammar translation method, and so on. And then when I did my master's, I received a scholarship to do masters in English language in University Putra Malaysia. And there I specialized in English for specific purposes. The transition was quite not challenging, quite confusing, because ELT is very structured. ELT is very structured, while ESP is actually very flexible. And Alhamdulillah, I was taught by all remarkable lecturers. And my classmates were school teachers with a lot of experience. While at that time, I was just a junior lecturer in University of Technology Mara. But I understood more of ESP as compared to these school teachers, because they are actually very structured in their teaching, while ESP is more towards flexibility. Yeah, flexibility. So let's move on. So that's how I benefit from first having a Bachelor of TESOL and then move on to ESP in my Masters and also PhD. So what do we do here in ESP? As a teacher, as a collaborator, course designer and material provider, researcher and evaluator. So what is this all about? And of course, as we call ourselves not English language lecturers, we call ourselves English language practitioners. That's ESP, yeah? That's the role of ESP, practitioners. And this is very basic, but what I would like to explain to you is more specific. When we teach, it's actually the end already, the end. When we teach our students, and who are our students? Adult learners. When I first started, I was in my 20s. My students were, kalau di Malaysia ni dipanggil pakcik, makcik, pakcik, pakcik, makcik, makcik, means aunties and uncles. Those in their 40s, in their 50s. And they are learning English for certain specific needs of their job. And collaborator. Why do we need to collaborate? This is because we ourselves, on our own, we are not actually the master of certain teaching content. Agak-agak lah. What do you think is the meaning of collaborator? Before I tell you, I would like to ask the students, collaborator. Who do we collaborate with? Just trying to get you to be actively participating on a Saturday. If I continue to talk on my own, it will be what we call it. It will be one way. So I would like two-way communication. Anyone? What is the meaning of collaborator here? And who do we collaborate with? Who do we cooperate with? Who do we work together? Any volunteer?
Me, maybe collaborator is like a business partner.
Okay, business partner is actually not business partner yet. Collaborator here means who do we go to ask for more information? We look at the business world. You use the correct term, business. What do we teach? What content do we teach? If we want to teach English for business. And of course, we need to go on to look at more specific. For example, English for marketers, marketing. Yeah, and of course, English language, we as ESP practitioners, we know the grammar, we know the verbs, we know the language, but we need to collaborate with the subject matter expert or the practitioner, marketers. For example, they sell credit cards. Banks sell credit cards. We need to go to banks. We need to talk to bank officers who are involved in marketing their products. For example, loans. For example, credit cards. What kind of language do they use? Yeah. So that is one of the meaning of collaboration. And then we also, based on the information, we are the course designer and materials provider. We have to create our own materials. Yeah. Even though now we have a lot of materials, but we ourselves must know which one is suitable for our learners. And of course, collaborator and researcher, we research, we find information before we create our design, our course. Yeah. And of course, we will evaluate the effectiveness of our lessons. We evaluate the performance of our students, and we must report to the sponsors. What is the meaning of sponsor? The body, the company who pays for our ESP courses. Yeah, ESP courses. For example, BNI, Bank Nasional Indonesia, pay you 10,000 US dollars to create a module and to teach, to train their bank officers or marketers for specific English. Why specific English? Because they want you to train their bankers, their marketers, to promote products for not Indonesians only, but because Indonesians speak Indonesian language, they want you to promote their products to, they want you to train their marketers to promote products to expatriates, professionals from other countries working in Indonesia. And of course, majority of these professionals use English in their daily life. And if they want to go and open the bank accounts to banks, they want to deposit their salary there, what else can these banks benefit from? And of course, they can sell credit cards, they can sell loans, car loans, housing loans, personal loans. And in what language should the marketers, should the bank officers use to promote the products? And of course, English. And that specific English is what we, ESP practitioners, can teach the bankers. Yeah, and we will be paid for that. Now, before we move on, any questions? Ladies and gentlemen, any questions?
Not yet, sir.
Yeah, not yet. Eh? All right, so now we move on. Just now we have a little bit of knowledge on who are the ESP practitioners and the definition of ESP and so on. This is ESP material development. Interaction between elements, yeah, here. And it is a circle actually, yeah. It is a circle. We start at 12 o'clock, needs analysis. And of course, needs analysis in Malay, analisa keperluan. We want to make sure, let me give you this question. If we go to a restaurant, we sit at the table, what will the waiter do? Will the waiter straight away send us our drink of Coca-Cola, for example, and a bowl of porridge or a plate of fried chicken? Fried chicken at 11 o'clock now in Malaysia, I am thinking of KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know about you. Huh? If we sit at a restaurant, will they straight away give us our food, rice and, for example, fried chicken? Or what do?
Ask.
They ask. They
They
ask
take
what we
orders.
want. Yeah, they ask what we want to eat, right?
Yes.
So that is needs analysis. Very simple. Yeah. So we must ask What do you want to learn? What do you want to learn? What will you use English for? Okay, and we have situation analysis, the present situation, what's going on, what is your level of English, planning, learning outcomes, course organization, and how do we do that? Yeah, what do you organize over, for example, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, over 2 days? Yeah, we have to organize. It depends on the sponsor. How long will the class be? Is it intensive? Okay, selecting and preparing teaching materials. We must select and prepare teaching materials, providing for effective teaching, and then evaluation. Yeah, evaluation of the program, evaluation of the students, and so on. So this is the basic concept. Okay, and this is what we need to know in needs analysis. Yeah, needs analysis, and of course needs. We have target needs. What the learner needs to do in the target situation. What is the meaning of target situation? Target situation is, for example, what do I want to use this English for? Okay, target situation. What can we benefit from this English course? For example, I want to use English language for me to perform my job as a stewardess, as a steward. Okay, and then learning needs, what the learner needs to do in order to learn. So that's a need. Necessities, lacks, and wants. Okay, and when we ask our potential students, they will tell us they are stewards and stewardess, but they want to learn English to appreciate Shakespeare, the poem by Shakespeare, Sonnet 18, for example. Or they want to learn and to read The Tempest by Shakespeare. Should we accommodate that? Here, target needs for them to be able to perform as a steward or stewardess, but they want to learn English so that they can appreciate Shakespeare's work. And what is that? Necessities, lacks, or wants. That one belongs to the category of wants, because that is the individual wants, needs, the individual wants. This is not what they need for the target situation. And as a researcher and course designer, you will not entertain that, because your needs analysis will only consider that they need English for the specific needs, that is to perform their job as stewards and stewardess for that particular program. Yeah. So this is, for example, a target situation analysis framework by Hutchinson and Waters, 1987. I still have the book. Yeah, I still have the book. I bought the book. And ladies and gentlemen, as students, what I did when I was in my bachelor degree program, I photocopied my books. Was it a good practice? And of course, it is not a good practice in terms of intellectual property. But besides that, during my time, we don't have that very extensive network of computer and so on. We have computer, but not like this what we have now. When we photocopy books, we have less interaction, less love with the book. So when I did my master's, I bought the books. I bought the book brand new, and I feel better. I love my books, and when I read, I remember up till now. So that's the present situation. And my current students, they prefer to read from their phone, read from their computer, and so on. Which to me, I don't know, what do you want to call me? You want to call me a dinosaur, or for example, what? But to me, if you read from your phone and if you read from your computer, you cannot circle, you cannot draw the line or draw the arrow, or this information is relevant for this part, for introductory part of my homework. This paragraph is more suitable for my content. You cannot do that. Highlight with yellow color, red color, pink color, and so on. So that is also study skill that you must remember, that I would like to share. Yeah. And then underline alone, I found that my students like to underline. And then I asked them, what is the purpose of these underlined paragraphs? I don't know, sir. Because you know why you answered to me, I don't know, because you do not write anything, you just underline. You have to interact with your work, with your reading. You have to say something. For example, this is put in the bracket definition of ESP. Okay, you circle Hutchison and Waters. This is one proponent of ESP. That's how you do it. Okay, Hutchison and Waters from UK, yeah, from UK. A target, okay, we go back to our a target situation analysis framework. We ask ourselves, we ask the potential students, we ask the sponsors even, why is the language needed? So in this case, we want to ask, why is English needed? And how will the language be used? What will the content areas be? Who will the learners use the language with? Where will the language be used? When will the language be used? You see, very specific for this group of, for example, this group of farmers, this group of stall sellers, handphone sellers at the mall. Yeah, because why is the language needed for handphone sellers at the mall? The reason given will be different from why is the language needed for researchers. Researchers will need the language to present their findings, to write reports, to write abstracts for conferences, to write papers for journals. So that's the language, what the language is needed for, as opposed to why is the language needed for handphone sellers at the mall. Okay. And how do we understand the needs of the target, our target students? We can conduct our data collection through questionnaire. Okay, I'll show you example of questionnaire, interview, document analysis, observation, and language tests. Okay, and language tests, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot use our own language test. It must be through language test that is certified. For example, in Malaysia, we have our Malaysian University English Test, MUET, or we also have our IELTS, yeah, and TOEFL, for example. We can use that. And who are the informers? We call them informers. Where can we find information? From the sponsors. What is the meaning of the word sponsor? For example, AirAsia, is going to pay for English for airline pilots, English for stewardess. So the sponsors, they want certain kind of English. Sponsors, AirAsia can be in the form of human resource managers and so on. And then the learners, if we are talking about the AirAsia stewards and stewardess, they themselves can tell us what do they want. And then the industry, we can also look at the aviation industry for example, in this region, what are they doing currently? Yeah. And subject or content specialists, we also have trainers who specifically train the stewards and stewardess. They will be the content specialists, and they will give us more information about what kind of English they use, and they will be of great help if we can tag team and co-teach the students. It will be better. Okay, and we ourselves, we understand the needs also. We are the language practitioners and document. We also have document analysis. If they have, for example, what kind of documents do stewards and stewardess hold? Ladies and gentlemen, those who have been on a flight before, you can give me some information. What documents do they receive from us when we want to board the plane? Very good. Passport. And how do you say passport in Indonesian language?
Passport.
Passport. All right. And how do we say that in English?
Passport.
Passport. Yeah. So that's one point that can be in the content of training for airline stewards and stewardess, telling them how to pronounce in Indonesian language and telling them how to pronounce passport in English language. Because as native speaker of Malay language or as native speaker of Indonesian language, here our mind will think in our mother tongue, and we need to teach our students to be able to switch. When they are at work, they need to use the word that is suitable for their present working condition. Passport rather than passport, because the airline passengers are local people as well as foreign travelers. And foreign travelers are more familiar with the sound passport rather than passport. So that's one example of pronunciation that you can learn here. Okay, this is sample of needs analysis questionnaire. Okay, needs analysis questionnaire. We have here level of proficiency in English. So this is, we ask them, what is your level of proficiency in English, present situation analysis, whether they will say, I'm weak, I'm average, I'm good, I'm very good. Yeah. Okay. And then target situation analysis is where we want to ask them, we want to ask our learners, and we want to ask from the sponsors, in what situation will they need to use English for? Okay, so for example, for what immediate purposes do you need to learn business or advanced English communication? Study, research, social purpose, travel, profession or job, study abroad or others. Please specify. Yeah, that's target situation analysis. And which level of English language enables you to perform your job effectively? It depends. Yeah? Excellent, good, satisfactory, and lack, kekurangan. This is what we want to tambah. We want to add the knowledge. Which key jobs skills do you lack? Is it telephoning? Is it presentation in a meeting? Doing contracts? Business correspondence writing? And since this is for business, what are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about production skills, writing skills? Yeah. And then what is your current level of English in different skills? Present situation analysis, writing, okay, whether they are weak until excellent, speaking, weak until excellent, listening, weak until excellent. Okay, the second part, sample of needs analysis questionnaire. Target situation analysis. Which level of the listening English language skill enables you to perform your job effectively? Excellent level, good level, satisfactory level. Ladies and gentlemen, listening is very important. If I want to explain further, listening, not just listening English language, but listening to different English language dialects. Yeah, listening to different English language dialects. Next, which level of speaking English language skills enables you to perform your job effectively? Speaking. I am doing my job right now. I am giving you a lecture, but my lecture is in the form of two-way communication. And when I speak, when I ask questions, you are able to answer. Actually, I am testing myself whether my pronunciation can be understood by my listeners who are from Indonesia. Yeah, so that is also my way of testing myself. Now, I am actually conducting needs analysis study currently while presenting. Tetapi ini memerlukan pengalaman lah. You need to have the experience in order to be able to do that and to explain what's going on. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Which level of the reading English language skill enables you to perform your job effectively? Please circle one answer. Wow. I thought, for example, speaking skill is what we need. No, ladies and gentlemen, it depends on what kind of situation you are in, what kind of job that you are doing. Read English language skills. Yeah, English language skills, reading. Some people, like researchers, for example, or research assistant. Some of you later, when you do your masters, you can seek employment as research assistants, where you will be paid. Yeah, where you will be paid, and you need to read because you will need to assist the researcher who is your docent to do literature review, to do PowerPoint presentation, and you need to read before you can prepare the PowerPoint presentation. 17. Which level of the writing English language skill enables you to perform your job effectively? Writing skill. If we just ask writing skill, tak cukup. Maybe it is not enough. But I will move on. Yeah, I will move on after this. What or where can we ask for more? Number 18. What percentage of your work is conducted in English right now? What do they think? Yeah. Do your co-workers include people who communicate in English only? Right. Please circle one answer. Okay. Number 18 and 19. Like it or not, ladies and gentlemen, ASEAN countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Bangkok, Thailand, we have become cosmopolitan. We receive investors from other countries, from English-speaking countries, as well as from countries that do not use English as their first language. We have buildings of multinational companies in Jakarta, in Kuala Lumpur, in Penang. And this workplace employ expatriates, professionals from all over the world. Some speak English, some speak a little bit of English and so on. But the unifying language that we can communicate with, for example, in Malaysia, if they come from, for example, Mexico, I do not speak Mexican, I do not speak Spanish. And this Mexican guy doesn't speak Malay. The only way we can communicate is to use English. And of course, your answer will be Google Translate, which to a certain extent is possible, but majority will say we will try our best to use English language. Okay, so that's the present situation. Why? Okay. If you answer yes, how often does your job require you to communicate with them, communicate with people who speak English? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, sample of need assessment questionnaire. We move on. Yeah, part 3. How often do you perform the following tasks in English at work? Correspondence, writing in email, phone call, fax. Now no more fax, but we still have fax, yeah? But not many people are using fax anymore. Fax machine are there. It's part and parcel of the dinosaur age, and writing a business letter and others. Whether we never use, we rarely use, sometimes, often, every day. Now, of course, the answer will be email every day, phone call. People don't talk over the phone anymore. Fax now, never. Writing a business letter, sometimes, maybe, rarely, maybe, often, or every day. It depends on your job. If it is she is a secretary or he is a secretary, maybe every day. Writing a document, writing a memo or note, is it every day, often? Writing a proposal, project, plan, etc. Writing a report, sales report, meeting, writing a contract agreement, if you are the legal advisor, yeah? It depends on the kind of job that you're doing. And of course, if the answer is every day, that shows something that we need to highly consider to be part of the content of our ESP course. Our content, teaching content will involve, for example, email communication, will involve, for example, writing a business letter. Or you can split. One session or one course content will cover email communication only, and another will be writing a business letter. Yeah, we can do that in ESP because we cover by the needs of that particular group of workers. So far, so good, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yes. Do you want to take a break? I can continue. Ibu Farah, can we continue?
Yes, we can continue, Doctor.
Okay. Okay, this is present situation. This is, yeah. All right, let's move on. Interview questions. Whatever that we cannot or we cannot find answers during survey questionnaires, we can move on to ask questions. We can ask questions, and these are some samples of interview questions. How do you define the role of English language in your job? Oh, English language is very important because I use English every day. In the COVID pandemic situation, every day I will have to use Zoom to communicate with my counterparts in London, in Jakarta, in Shanghai, and in Sydney. They use English. However, English language spoken by my counterpart in Shanghai is quite different from the one in Sydney. And then you can ask for more. And who do you think speak English that you can understand? Oh, I can understand English spoken by my Shanghai counterpart, but I don't understand English spoken by my counterpart from Sydney. Very interesting, right? Usually, ladies and gentlemen, we do not understand English spoken by native speakers. We in Malaysia, for example, the native speakers of English that we can understand is from, can you guess, from which country? Just now we mentioned 5 countries where English is spoken as native speakers: New Zealand, Australia, the USA, the UK, and Canada. And which English is understood by most Malaysians?
USA.
USA, correct. And who answered that?
Haris.
Haris, Yusma Haris, welcome Yusma Haris. And Yusma Haris is my student, and he is doing his PhD under me. All right. So we understand American English more. And why do you think is that? This is because we are exposed to a lot of English movies and American movies and American TV series. We know Rambo, we know Jason Bourne, we know Mission Impossible, and so on. And the latest, we know Top Gun Maverick. And these are all spoken in American English. So when it comes to Australian English, it's quite difficult for us. But I believe Indonesians in general, you have very good relationship with Australia, and majority of your docents go and study in Australia, and therefore Australian English is not alien to you. Yeah. So this kind of questions that we can probe our informers, our students, our sponsors, so that we can get better understanding of what they have to do, what they want to do, which dialect that they are familiar with, which dialect that they are not familiar with, what is their hope, what is their fear. Yeah. Have you ever participated in English courses in your workplace? And this is also a very important question, because we specifically ask in your workplace. Some, if we don't say in your workplace, they will tell us, oh, I learned English during my Form 3. Oh, I learned English since primary 1 until Form 5 in Malaysia, primary and secondary school. What is your suggestion for the English courses in your workplace? So what are suggestions that we miss or that we do not have in our questionnaire that we can ask here? And they have better way of telling. Yeah. And would you like to take an English class in your workplace now or in the near future? If your answer is no, what is the reason? The reason maybe they can say, I am good in speaking English. What do you mean by good? See how I conduct myself during the interview? My TOEFL score is 7. My TOEFL score, my IELTS score is 7 or 8, which is near perfect, almost native. Yeah. Kalau TOEFL 650, right? The full mark, 650 or 700. I'm not so sure about TOEFL.
600.
600, yeah. What language skills do you need to develop for that particular area? Yeah, all right. And other data collection strategies. 3 pictures. The first picture, 2 marks of what?
Teh tarik.
Teh tarik. In Malaysia, we call this as teh tarik. What do we call this in Indonesia? In Surabaya, for example.
Teh tarik.
Teh tarik as well.
Teh tarik.
Teh tarik, okay. What is the data collection strategy here? This I always use as teh tarik diplomacy. Yeah, we chit chat over a cup of tea in an informal situation. We get more data actually from asking, questioning in a relaxed atmosphere. And we also provide a situation that is non-threatening to the informer, to the, what we call it, to the sponsors, and we get something out of the situation. The second one, which I don't use because I don't play golf. Golf is also one way to ask questions in a relaxed atmosphere. And this is also something that we can do. And the third one is site visit. Site visit is important because of many ways. The first one, during site visit, we can listen, we can observe, and we can watch people of different roles, different hierarchies use language. Yeah. For example, the site supervisor, what language does he use? Laborers, what language do they use? Project manager, what kind of language do they use? And for what purpose do they use this language? Yeah, so that is very, very good data collection because we can see English or languages are used in the real situation. Maybe rather than teaching full sentence of English, what we need to teach, for example, the laborers is actually to listen to certain keywords that the site supervisor will tell. We ask the site supervisor, what are, we listen first, we observe first, what are the frequently used words in the instruction during performing his job as site supervisor. We can do that. Then we know, oh, this is something that we want to make sure our laborers listen and get straight away these words. For example, pull, tarik. For example, release, lepas. For example, stop. Ya, setengah orang dia tak pakai stop, dia pakai halt. Suddenly, oh, halt. Incredible Hulk. I'm wearing green. I am Incredible Hulk. So that kind of thing that they have to familiarize themselves with. Yeah, data collection. Ladies and gentlemen, alamak, susahnya. It's quite difficult to go to site, to go to collect data. But if you want to provide meaningful meaningful content, you have to do this. Let me tell you one secret. When I did my PhD, my data collection involved recording of speaking, verbal communication between insurance agent and prospects, potential client. So it is called observation and also recording of the communication, personal selling between these two insurance agent and also potential client. And at what time do they go out to sell to meet their clients? Of course, after office hours. And at what time after office hours? It depends on whatever time that the client, potential buyer, would like to meet. Some would like to meet early in the morning. Some would like to meet at night. Some would like to meet after Tarawih prayer. I remember one place that I went with my insurance agent. We went to a place in Selayang, Selangor, during Ramadan. And during Ramadan, the client says, I wanted to meet you after performing my Tarawih prayer. So we waited until 10 o'clock at night before we can actually begin our data collection, recording, and so on. Okay. So this is one example of document analysis. Burger, we have salmon burger, turkey burger, and this is a menu. So we ourselves, we must familiarize. Logbook, example, day, this one, and below there is an email. We have to analyze this, and it depends, so that we can know what is more suitable for what particular group of learners. Okay. This is one example of ready module. Who is this module for? And hotel and resort English. You can take 30 seconds to 1 minute to just a little bit read about this. Greeting guests, lesson, introductions, lesson objectives. Students will learn various expressions for introductions, procedure. Give students handouts of the following expressions or dialogues. Read the expressions and have the students repeat them individually to check their pronunciation. Hello, I am Emily Pearson. What's your name? My name is Bob Tutupoli. Allow me to introduce myself. I would like to introduce myself. This is Yusma Haris. I would like to introduce my boss, Madam Farah. Please allow me to introduce my friend, Mr. Samsul. Who is this module for if we are teaching this to hotel and resort employees? Can anyone answer? Greeting guests. Who do you think in the hotel will greet guests?
For the receptionist.
Receptionist, correct answer. Good, congratulations. Any other?
The bellboy.
Very good. You have given 2 answers. I'm very happy for that. Okay, F&B as well. F&B, chambermaid, food and beverage. Yeah. Next, we move on. Who is this module for? Study. Students should work together in pairs and read the following dialogue. One student reading the roles of the guests and the other student reading the role of the staff. Introducing yourself. Staff. Hello, I'm Yandi. Hello, Miss Yandi. I'm Susan Appleton. Just now, we were introduced to English for hotels. What about this one? In what situation are we talking about here? Is it still the same hotel? Or it can be in other locations? Customer service is one of it, yeah? Customer
Yes.
service, yeah?
Other location, maybe.
Yeah. Any other? So in general, this is an icebreaker that we can use for many situations. Okay. Now, this is also another interesting one. Sample assessment, workplace simulation, pair work. This is in the 2-part. This is the first page, then there will be second page. Read the situation below. You are given 3 minutes to prepare. You are given 8 minutes to present. Use the appropriate language expressions required in the situation. Engage in small talk before you and your partner discuss the main issue. Okay, this is the situation. Sorry. Your colleague has just arrived at the office about an hour late. He or she looks exhausted, very tired. It seems that he or she has not had enough sleep. This colleague of yours is known to be unorganized and often procrastinate his or her work. Invite your colleague to join you at the pantry. There, talk about his or her problems and suggest some solutions to your colleague. So what we have here, the first bullet is about the background, and the second bullet is what is the instruction that you have to do. Office situation. So this is 3 minutes to prepare, 8 minutes to present. 2 people discussing this. What do you think? Relevant to office situation? Yeah, so this is the situation and we are using English to talk about this. Yeah? And next, we move on. Your company is awarded a contract to develop an English language training module for e-hailing service providers. You are required to conduct a needs analysis study in order to understand the needs of these drivers. Later, based on the data, you will develop the module for e-hailing service providers. So your activity, straight away, I will give you only 30 seconds to 1 minute to think. Who will you collect data from? Question number 1, what kind of data will you collect? Or what instruments will you use? Okay, that's only 2 questions. If you can answer straight away now. Anyone?
Interview the driver, doctor.
Yes, correct answer. Interview is one, yeah. So the answer is driver, and also we use interview. That's right. Thank you very much. Now we can move on to the next. So we move on here. Opportunities for ESP practitioners in the world of training and consultancy in Malaysia. So what can we do as we ourselves as ESP practitioners? So you will become ESP trainers for potential clients. If you don't want to be under the limelight, you can be module writers, because in the team of ESP practitioners, there are many jobs that you can, many roles that we can do. Some people can be the trainers. Some people can be the module writers. Some people, they prefer to be researchers. And some people, they want to become practitioners, corporate communication officer, government employees, administrative and diplomatic officers, and many more. Yeah. So ESP practitioners, especially as government employees, they need more people who can speak English. For specific situation, agricultural officer, because now agriculture, we are involved with people not just from our own country, but from other countries as well. And then police, army, navy, and so on. Yeah. So in my own in my own experience, my team and I from UITM, we provided English language training for administrative and diplomatic officer. In what area? In public speaking skills, conducting formal meetings, report writing. Yeah. And next one, I myself also was involved in teaching teachers to teach science and mathematics in English for Mara Junior Science College. This one is a type of secondary school. Yeah? And my colleagues in UPM, University Putra Malaysia, here we have English language proficiency test for pilot, UPM, English language for frontline employees, UITM. And here are examples of opportunities for ESP practitioners in Malaysia. Researcher, journal article, they write journal article, they produce books, they are also the trainers and so on. So this is one example of an ESP practitioner. Suhaimi Sulaiman, a public figure, is a Malaysian news anchor and media strategist. He is a former group editor-in-chief and anchorman of 24-hour news channel Astro Awani, and he operates from KL. and politicians, corporate leaders employ him to teach them media skills and so on. What you call it? How to conduct themselves in front of the camera, in how to answer questions given or posed by the reporters. Yeah. Job opportunities. Yeah. Corporate communication officer. Pegawai takbir diplomatic. We have foreign service, and foreign service need people who are master of English, specific English. And this is prospect in Malaysia. Public and private sectors, starting salary 3,000 to 5,000. Or if you are an entrepreneur, the income is based on your effort. All right. And this is a picture of Associate Professor Dr. Saiful Amin Jalun, and he is in the consultancy of humanology. And Associate Professor Dr. Saiful Amin Jalun, a friend of mine, he has conducted over 300 talks and seminars, programs, and so on, from management to communication. So if you are English language expert, you can talk about many areas and convincingly. Yeah. So he was also World University's Peace Invitational Debate Advisory Council Chairman, Head of Corporate Simulation Strategies Program under the Graduate School of Management, UPM, Head of the Tertiary English Program for International Students in UPM, yeah, and his doctorate in debate and argumentation. Okay, he started also with a degree in TESOL, with a minor in literature and a master's in corporate communication. See, we move on from TESOL, from English language teaching to English for specific purposes. And he is also involved in research, language and communication, religious studies, management marketing, and discourse analysis. And since he is a certified trainer with HRDF, he can teach and provide courses for professionals in many, many sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, we have here ESP past studies and their relevance to workplace in Malaysia. I myself conducted English language for engineering students. And the second one, this one is we received university grant where we investigated the current English language needs of the research and development departments in Kedah industrial sector. So we are talking about English language required in the specific group, among the specific group of people, R&D. Yeah? And then currently we are conducting current English language needs of the information and communication industry in Malaysia. Why? Because we want to know, because university, industry, we teach this kind of English to our students. Industry, after they have graduated from university, they go to industry, ICT industry, for example. ICT industry says, oh, they don't know how to present. But in university, we taught them presentation skill. So presentation skill in the industry and whatever we teach in class is quite different. So we are now researching what English language needs of the industry so that we can bridge the gap, and we teach them so that they can function later in industry. English language use in the banking industry is currently being investigated by my student, Yusma Harif. All right. Shamala Paramasivam, Material Development for Speaking Skills in Aviation English for Malaysian Air Traffic Controllers, specific group of people, Malaysian Air Traffic Controllers, English for Air Traffic Controller. Language used by frontline employees in the rail industry for train, ERL in Malaysia, Semantic fields of problem in business English, Malaysian and British journalistic business text. And last one, functions and strategies of email communication at the workplace by Hadina Habil. This is also some example of ESP studies and how we can help to inform workplace, to teach and guide. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the presentation. We have learned about English for specific purposes, the roles, needs analysis, materials development opportunities in ESP, and also past studies. So what I would like to say that the future of ESP practitioners is bright due to the present economic situation, as well as the use of English language in business and trade regionally and globally. ASEAN also use English language for the purpose of communication. So, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you are learning right now is a good foundation for you to continue to be doing. To be an ESP practitioner, that is only a simple, what we call it, a simple philosophy that I use on my own. Be curious, be flexible. Be curious means if you are curious, I want to know more, I want to know more, I want to understand more, then it is very easy for us to understand that people have different needs, we can conduct research and so on. And be flexible is what being an ESP practitioner have to do. If the sponsor says, after we have presented to them, okay, this course will take 5 days to do, for example, speaking, presentation skill, and so on. Oh no, we don't have time, we don't have money, we can only pay you for 2 days. Then we have to go back and be patient, represent, suggest what you can do within 2 days for an ASP course that they require. Just go with a smile and continue, right? Be flexible, be curious. So with that, thank you very much to Universitas Pijara di Buana. Till we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, I can be reached at my email and telephone or WhatsApp with the number below. Thank you. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Any question?
This is a very interesting topic that my students have. Let me have the chance for the students. Probably they have questions. We open the opportunity for all of you if you have a questions and probably. Oh, is that clear for all of you? Or maybe Buyusa, you have something to say?
Well, I just want to say thank you so much to Dr. Wan. It was a very great presentation today. So all of your perspective, all of your explanation is very, very good and very, very understandable for the students. Thank you so much. That's all what I want to say. No question for me. It's already, yes, it's already clear. It's a very great presentation. Thank you so much, Dr. Wan.
Thank you very much, Ibu Yusa. I'm very happy to hear that from you.
You're welcome. You are most welcome.
Okay, for the others, anyone? Sorry, for the A class, B or C? Or probably you can ask regarding the next project that you are going to have. Because here I find out that Dr. Wan also mentioned how what are the things that you should prepare before you design the ESP materials. This is very important because you have to take the information what the learners need through the need analysis. And Dr. One, actually, the student has tried to make need analysis, but your real sample of the questionnaire and then also the interview is just very, very beneficial for my students to finally, before they design the ESP material for their project, they can use the, what is it, this kind of form of questionnaires. I mean, how would they design the questionnaires and also the interview that is suitable for the information they can get from the learners. Well, actually, last time I told them that they can ask directly to the target of learners, I mean, from the real practitioners, like for example, for the professional one, for example, like the tour guide, they can ask them what the English skills they need, and then what kind of English that have to use when they work, so that they can find their lag, and then they can put them in the materials. But the what is it for the occupational situation, for example, like taxi driver. But actually, for the other profession, they can also find any other references to make the materials for the one.
Yes.
Several books, right, provided, but not all the provided in the kind of references. For example, like taxi driver, they have to make their, I mean, their own information they can find from the learners. So, do you think like the interview can be conducted? And I think regarding to the language, is it okay that we use in Bahasa? You know, as you know that not all the target of learners can understand the language in the interview. So what do you think, Dr. One, regarding to the language used in questionnaire and interview?
I think that's a good idea to use the native language, for example, to ask taxi driver and tourist guide in Bahasa Indonesia or in local language, so that we can get deeper understanding of their needs. And sometimes, for example, people like tourist guide and taxi driver, they are more comfortable using mother tongue when talking to us. Nanti, if we speak or we use English, we will get very limited response.
Yeah, because of the language proficiency, the level of the language proficiency.
True.
That use Bahasa, then the student can can understand and translate it better when they can
Yes.
make the material. Yeah. Okay. This case is very challenging when they make the modules for the profession that they don't have any reference. They just only take from that data from the original learners. Yeah. Like driver, it is it's not easy, right? But I think it's very challenging, and it's good that they can also make the module.
Actually, a module for taxi driver is available. The only thing is that what is required by taxi drivers in Indonesia may be a bit different from other countries.
Right.
Mhm.
Yes. That's also you try to compare the situation in Malaysia and Indonesia.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that is additional idea that I have from your presentations, that if you willing to share your materials, Dr. One, for our
Sure.
students later, it's very appreciable.
Sure.
Students can learn more about your presentation.
Okay. I will share with you later. And then another very important data collection is actually observation.
Yeah,
observation. If a taxi driver allows you to follow him or follow her in the car, especially for the trip from Soekarno-Hatta, Bandara Soekarno-Hatta Airport, there may be many foreigners, and then we can record or we can listen to how English is used by the taxi driver and also the passengers. Then you can get the understanding more.
Oh,
When,
yeah. So without explaining, yeah, I mean
Ye-
the taxi driver has to explain.
the driver may not be able to explain.
English.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is very good idea. Yeah, I think observation during the
Yes.
working, yeah.
Kalau tidak pun, for example, we can sit out at the outside of Bandara Soekarno-Hatta, because I remember visiting once Soekarno-Hatta. There were a lot of taxi drivers waiting. So you can be there pretending that you are talking to your friends, while at the same time, if they are foreigners, foreign tourists, and they start to bargain, they start to ask questions to the taxi drivers, in what language do they use, what questions do they ask, and how the taxi drivers answer, whether the taxi driver can understand or repeat and asking question, whether they use their smartphone to check for the meaning and so on. That's also part of the data collection.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If they don't allow you to be in the taxi,
Yeah.
which I don't recommend, especially if you are ladies. Don't do that.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Okay. I think that is also the other idea. Yeah, we are in the round of the taxi driver when they communicate with the foreign customer.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. So the other students, is everything's clear for you for that one's presentation?
What about my English? Can you follow my English, Malaysian style of English language?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
All right.
understandable.
Okay.
Need to follow, sir.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, well, for your information, the students, that you can have information in the chat box that you should fill in the forms in order to get the certificate for our sessions today. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Wan, Ibu Yusa, and also Mr. Sam, and also the beloved students. Well, thank you so much for having a lovely session of ESP, but actually this is our first session, Dr. Wan. We are
Yes.
going to have the second session on the 2nd of July for the other group, yeah, ESP classes for your presentation, Dr. Wan. And so we can meet again
Inshallah.
in our second sessions. And thank you so much